make an opening statement, and we'll open it up for questions.
Well, number one, I want to thank our fans. Assembly Hall was always cracked up to be tonight, and hopefully we can provide them with a win in that type of environment. You know, they deserve that for an absolute incredible night. Give Duke credit. They're number one in the country for a reason. They've been in some hostile games here in the last 2 weeks, and they've been able to come through. And they have terrific players and obviously, you know, well coached. For us, I thought we competed. I thought we really battled. And it was tough for us at times in and around the basket, just due to the lack of size and depth. But at the same time, I thought we did some really good things as well, especially in transition and some offense where we were able to really, you know, be right there with them step for step. Free throw line is disappointing. As a team, you have to be better than that to win games like that. And I also think shooting the ball from the perimeter, although it wasn't our night, we need to make a couple of those open ones and, you know, at the end of the day, find a way to win that game. But proud of the guys. We're on to Michigan.
Okay, Mike?
Just having a game like this where they can go through and actually feel it, does it kind of give you guys maybe a new standard to kind of aspire to moving forward?
Yeah, like, you know, you don't want to give anybody anything. You know, I don't care who you play, if you play Duke or you play Arkansas State. And I think that's the next step for this team, is to bring what we brought tonight and be better at it and be ready to do that against Michigan on Saturday. That's what it's about right now. And like I told them, each and every night, man, we're going to play against a really good team, and it's not going to go away. We have to keep getting better. We have to keep improving. We have to learn from tonight and be better for it from the next one. Staff has to be better. I have to be better. And I think if we keep concentrating on teaching and getting better and learning, we'll be fine. But the intensity level, the physicality that was in there tonight, that's what it's going to be like every night. And it should give us some confidence that if we can compete like this for 36 or 35 minutes, you know, let's put it together for 40 and execute a little better, make a couple free throws, and see if we can't win by one.
People talk so much about their length and their size and Carter. You guys were only -7 points in the paint, and it felt like you were creating a lot of really good looks. What in particular was maybe making that work at the offensive end around the rim, and how important was Duran in particular in that second half?
Well, yeah, Duran plays 3 minutes in the first half, so we didn't have that ability to post it. But I still think offensively in the first half, especially playing through Colin, he really is almost like a quarterback out there. He really knows what he's doing. So we're able to get some really good possessions in the first half as well with our spacing, and I thought we capitalized. Second half, clearly having Duran as a presence in the second half was a real benefit. They played a couple different styles on the ball screens where they're switching. They played a couple different styles of defenses in terms of sometimes they were chin on shoulder. They made it harder, and that's what they've done, you know, really in all of their comeback wins. If you watch them play, they turn it up at another level. You know, their talent, their size, their athleticism can really get into you. So being able to play through Duran in the second half, one-on-one in the post, you know, he's tough to deal with that type of space, and he delivered for us. He really played well. You know, he's got to continue to work at the foul line because I think he's a much better shooter than that. But yes, he definitely gave us a different look in there in the second half.
Go ahead.
You know, field goals in the last 5.5 minutes. What was different at that part in the game?
Like I said, I think they turned it up. They made things very hard. Some switches, keeping our guards in front of them, and then, you know, when we did get fouled, went 0 for 2, 0 for 2. It's like a turnover. You know, if you get fouled and you go make 2 free throws, it's a different story. You get fouled again and you make 2 free throws, it's a different story. The free throw line killed us as much as anything. So when you say no field goals in 5 minutes, we got fouled. You got to be able to knock those in, you know, and that's the name of the game. But, you know, I thought we got a little stagnant, and I thought they made us play one-on-one a little bit too much, but that's what they're able to do with their length and size. They switch, they deny, they don't give you the normal catches there late in the game, and, you know, weren't able to convert.
Seth?
When Duran was on the bench for most of the first half, how important was the play of Juwan, Freddie, and Colin at keeping you guys in the game?
Well, they did a really good job. I mean, I think Colin in particular is starting to see him get back to form and how important he could be for this team. Juwan and Freddie have been doing it, you know, together here for 4 or 5 games, giving us good effort. And, you know, I thought just for the most part, those guys are fine right now. They're confident.
They went up by double. They went up by double figures early in that second half. You guys were able to come back and take a lead. What allowed you to make that run?
Well, I think first of all, them to start the second half, they really bullied us one-on-one. You know, we had 3 or 4 plays, I think a couple conventional and ones on 7-foot jumpers or whatever. I mean, they were going one-on-one just right at us, and we weren't ready to absorb the punch. I thought once we got calmed down, we came right back and kind of dug ourselves slowly but surely out of it with some good possessions on offense. And then we're able to, at that point in time, sort of be there nip and tuck. But definitely the start of the second half was disappointing out of the gates. You know, we knew they were going to kind of come out and go right at us, and you know, we weren't able, especially on the perimeter, able to get like a challenge 2-point shot to miss. We fouled them and they made it.
Seth?
Just to follow up, I mean, you talked about just how important Colin was in the first half, but you've mentioned since he's kind of been back how important he is in doing a lot of different little things. How critical was he in both halves tonight? Maybe just kind of cleaning up a lot of details for you.
Yeah, we haven't had him, so he hasn't played. You know, but literally today he played 16 minutes and he practiced for the first time back-to-back leading into this game all season. So he's a big part of what we're doing because of who he is as a teammate, his leadership, his experience level. He's fearless, and I think once you started to see him get in there more and more, you're going to see our team get a little bit better and look a little bit better. But that's not to say that, you know, guys like Justin and Al and Clifton and Curtis Jones and Zach McGraw, those guys aren't going to help us win. They got to keep developing as well. But definitely Colin, you can see he's a big game player. You can see right now, just in terms of him being back engaged because he's with the guys, it's a whole different locker room with him.
All right, anything else?
Yeah, real quick, Coach, just in general, because I think a lot of people in here are impressed with how the team played. What are you impressed with in general, with just how the team played against Duke tonight?
You know, I just thought in general our guys were ready to play. They weren't scared, and I mean, they weren't afraid of the moment. And I think you saw, you know, throwing punches. They got knocked down a few times. They came back, and just learning how to win. You know, learning how to win that type of game. You know, it's just so important to your program as you keep going, finding ways to win those type of games. Because if you do, it spearheads, you know, the belief in sort of what you're doing. But make no mistake, it's about winning the game.
It's about winning. It's about winning. I get it. At the same time, at the end of every game you play, you want to see proof that we're going in the right direction. We have something here. Tonight, how much proof did you see compared to other games?
I would say it's as competitive environment as we've been in, and we were ready to compete. That's a positive. From an execution standpoint, I think for the most part, we took care of the ball and we played with poise. Clearly, we were in a big-time disadvantage inside. Thought we did some good things to maybe try to help us. But I think everybody's going to deal with that kind of problem when you play Duke. What we weren't able to do tonight was the simple ABC things, which is knock 2 free throws down, hit the open shot, and get that one stop where there's a loose ball or a loose ball rebound that helps you get the next play. You know, winning plays in the last 4 minutes. If you look at Duke and you just look at the winning plays that they made at the end of the game with either a challenge shot stop, a block shot that led to something with, you know, Grayson Allen hits a heck of a step back. But yeah, those are winning plays. You know, you got to find a way to step up in individuals, and as a team, you have to expect to make them. But I will say this, if we can continue to keep growing up, if we can continue to keep getting better, tonight should be the norm in Assembly Hall, and if it's not, then that's on me. But, you know, we're getting ready to go to Michigan, and I think the point being is Michigan, it's got to be the same approach here tonight. We're going to deal with a hostile environment against a good team, and we got to be ready to battle. And, you know, I've been on it not as long as obviously some coaches, but if you get 81 points at home, you got to win. Period. You get 81 points in your building, you got to win. And that's where that ability to get stops and hold a team off in your home court and win the game with defense as well. Not that it's just offensive plays, but you know, 81 points at home should be good enough in Assembly Hall tonight with that crowd. And that's where we got to get to.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks.